Okay, we're here with Yuya Little Piranha Wakamatsu, the number 4 ranked contender at flyweight, who just completed an impressive 3-round victory over highly regarded number 5 ranked contender Reese Lightning McLaren. First of all, that was an incredible performance. Your takedown defense was on point. Is that something you anticipated with your team? Did you prepare specifically for his takedowns?
まず、おめでとうございます。で、
はい、ありがとうございます。
試合の中で特に素晴らしいと思ったのが、テイクダウンディフェンスが見事にはまってて、それってこの試合に入るにあたって練習してきたことですか？
そうですね、前回の試合からずっと鍛えてて、コロナで試合できなかった期間、ずっとグラップリングもやってて、レスリングとか、そこでやっとその見せる機会があったなと思ってて、対策はしてきました。
はい。Actually, he was already prepared for grappling and wrestling from the previous bout, but he wasn't able to show it. But this time, finally, he was able to do so. He's been preparing by practicing grappling and wrestling, and takedown defense was one of the things he was focusing on to come into this fight.
You seem to have hit him with some very solid, clean shots. He didn't so much as flinch. Were you surprised with how durable he was and that he could take your best punches?
試合見てる中で、若松さんのいい
はい、
ストライキングが結構クリアヒットしてたと思うんですけど、
はい、
そう結構耐えてたなって、リースがすごい耐えてたなって感じがしたんですけど、そこはちょっと驚きましたか？
そうですね、やっぱり今までの選手と違って、負けれない気持ちの強さっていうのがすごい現れてて、3ラウンド目とか特にグラウンドで膝やって相手が多分相当落ちかけてたと思うんですけど、それでも動いて立ち上がってきたんで、そういうあたりがやっぱりトップ選手なんじゃないかなっていうのが思いました。はい。
はい。Yes, I was giving him a lot of clear shots, but I guess he's a top athlete and he has a very strong heart and he's very motivated. So, like in the third round, in the ground, Wakamatsu gave Reese a very good knee, but he still scrambled and stood up again. So I guess he's a really tough, athlete with strong heart.
Did McLaren go out there and do what you thought he was going to do? Did everything go according to your plan? And what was the game plan heading into this fight?
若松
はい。
選手の、今回の試合に臨むにあたってのゲームプランを聞きたいんですけど、
はい。
リース選手、予想通りの動きをして予想通りの展開でしたか？
そうですね。もう最初からやっぱ組に絶対に引きずり込まれるだろうと思って、もうずっとそのつもりで練習してきて、ゲームプランとしてはもう全てをこう強くして、なんていうんですかね、もう何でも対処できるように練習してて、そこで殴って削ってっていうのを意識して練習してきてて、あのーまあ何個か2個ぐらいプラン用意して、1個は打撃でスカッと勝つっていうプランですけど、あとは正直判定までいったら、どうなんだろうなっていうのはすごい感じてました。はい。
はい。That was pretty long. Yes, what his game plan was, plan A was just show his striking and finish him early, and the second was it may go to decision. So what he did is he practiced everything: he's striking, grappling, wrestling, every aspect, and so whatever Reese does, he can accommodate. And he knew that Reese wanted to will come for a clinch and try to go to the ground, so he was practicing, try to avoid that. So I guess he went as his game plan.
To be fair, that wasn't an easy fight. You certainly made it look easy. What was the most difficult part about fighting McLaren? What did he do in there that gave you some trouble?
試合見てると、すごく、うまい具合にいなして、すごいイージーな戦いに見えたんですけど、決してイージーな戦いじゃなかったと思うんですよね。
はい。
で、今回の試合で、特に苦労した部分、
はい。
若松さんが嫌だった部分ってどういうところですか？
まあやっぱり、テイクダウンに入ってくる。今までで一番テイクダウン、まあ自分も切れたんですけど、バンバンタックルのフェイントっていうか、そのプレスをかけてきたんで、そこはやっぱ一番それに対処するのがやっぱ一番大変でしたね。はい。
はい。Well, Reese, I mean, he knew he would do it, but he came for a takedown numerous times, and he also showed some tackle feints. So it was really hard to try to show his takedown defense against Reese because he's a really good grappler.
In the ground exchanges, he was able to take your back multiple times and threaten with a variety of submissions. At any point, did you feel like you were not in control?
実際試合でリー選手、
はい。
グラウンド持って行ってバックに回っていろいろサブミッション一本取ろうと狙ってたと思うんですけど、
はい。
そこら辺はどうでしたか？ただコントロール。
まあ、入られる前にもう対処しようって、もう練習からもうずっと意識してて、もう足を入れられないとか、もう手首つかませないとか、いつもは今まではバックをしっかり取られてから逃げてたんですけど、それをしない練習っていうのをずっと心がけてました。まあ、プレスはもちろんすごいあったんですけど、まあ、マウント1回取られた時に危ないなって思ったんですけど、まあ、時間もあと数十秒だったんで、まあいいかなと思って、はい。あとはもう大丈夫でした。
はい。
はい。
Well, he was always practicing his takedown defense, but unfortunately, Reese, he's a really good grappler, so he went to the ground. But like before, he always when he gets like a he tries to escape after he gets his opponent goes to the back, but this time around he tried to escape before his opponent reaches to the backs. But there was one point where Reese was on the mount position. That's where he thought it was very dangerous, but luckily there was only like a couple of seconds left, so he was able to avoid it.
Were you surprised at all how you could get out of those tricky situations on the ground?
練習の成果が出たと思うんですけど、実際にそのリース選手相手に、こんだけエスケープできたのは、自分でも驚いてます。
正直、練習ではもうずっとできてたんですけど、まあ今まで試合で、そのグラップリングっていうのを出したことがなかったんで、一度も。それがその試合で、その練習でできてて、まあ特にマクラーレンほど、すごい技術の人とやったことないんで、それが試合で対応できたのは、すごい正直自分でもびっくりしました。はい。
Well, during the practice, his grappling went really well, but he never, actually showed real grappling in his actual fight. But man, it's against Reese McLaren, who's like a top grappler, but it went really well. So he's very happy and really glad that it went well.
Obviously, that was a great victory for you. Were you happy with the way the fight went, or were you disappointed you didn't get the finish? What can you say about your performance?
今回すごい素晴らしい試合だったんですけども、
はい。
自分自身のパフォーマンスに納得してますか？それともやっぱり得意のKO が出せなかったので悔やんでますか？
いや、正直、今までで、ここで、ここに来て、自分のさらに別の自分が見れた、自分の弱みが こう出せたっていうのがすごい嬉しいっていうか、驚きがすごい大きくて、まあ、正直あんまり書いてほしくないですけど、もうパンチが当たんなかったら多分判定まで引きずり込まれたら、いつもの自分の悪い癖でこう負けちゃうんじゃないかって不安がすごいあったんですけど、ここのトップ戦線に来て、その自分の強み、別のこのパンチ以外に、打撃以外に、あのトップ戦線に競り勝てるっていう強みを見つけれたんで、すごいワクワクしてます。これからが。はい。
Actually, he's very happy with his performance because I mean, usually his fight is like knockout. Mostly everything is striking, but this time around he was able to see his new performance, which is grappling. He never tried showed his grappling and never succeeded in grappling against such a top athlete. And I don't he doesn't want you guys to write it, but like usually, you know, when he before previously, like if his striking doesn't go well, usually it goes to decision, he loses. That's like his bad things. But like this time around, he was able to show striking and also he mixed the grappling, and he was able to show unleash his new potential. So I mean, this is like a great victory for him.
You mentioned before this fight that you wanted to break McLaren's spirit. Do you think that's what happened?
試合前にインタビューか何かで
はい。
リー選手の心を折りたいと
はい。
言ってたと思うんですけど、折っちゃいましたか、ボキッと。
そうですね、もう正直、心の声がもう2ラウンド目ぐらいから聞こえて、自分も折れかけてたんですけど、そのさらに上を行けたんで、もう自分としてはその自分の予想を違った自分のそのゲームプランで実行できたのが、そこは自分を褒めてやりたいですね。まあ、もうずっと前から全部で圧倒して相手の心を折るって言ってたんで、まあ、それがちゃんと有言実行できたかなと思います。はい。
はい。Well, yeah, he was definitely was able to break his heart, but and like from like round two, like he could like even like hear like Reese's what do you call it, his voice from his heart. That he can hear his pain, he can feel his pain. So yeah, I guess he was able to execute his game plan and it went really well. So yeah, mission completed.
All right. Do you think these new grappling skills that you just mentioned would help in potential rematches against Danny King and Demetrius Johnson, for example, in the future?
今回若間さんの好きな言葉で言うとグラップリングが開花したと思うんですけど、
はい。
この開花したことによってまず以前負けてるダニーとか DJ 相手にこうリマッチした時に勝てるというか効果的になると思いますか？
もうそうですね、もう勝てますね、もう普通に断言しちゃいますけど、勝てるし、もう楽しみですね、うん、まあ、とりあえずはもうチャンピオンになりたいです。で、防衛戦とかでダニーとかでやりたいですね。はい。
はい。Yes. He's very confident with his grappling now because he showed result tonight. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, like even though it's a rematch against Danny or DJ, he's very confident and positive that he's gonna win. But his plan is, become the champion first, and then like he wants to protect his belt against Danny and DJ. That's his great story.
Right. The most logical next opponent for you would be number 3 ranked flyweight contender and the former one flyweight world champion Kairat Akhmatov. Have you given that potential fight any thought? And what do you think about that matchup?
おそらくあくまで予想なんですけど、 次の若松さんの対戦相手って、今、ワンのランキング3位のカイラット選手だと思うんですよね。
はい。
そこは、カイラットとやるとか、そういうこと考えることありますか？
ありますね、あります、全然。まあ僕、3人、ダニー・キンガット、カイラット、マクラーレンで3人その戦わないといけないって思ってて、一番多分難関だと思ったのが自分的にはマクラーレンだと思ったんですよ。
はい。
それをまあ攻略できたんで、もう何も怖くないですね。
Well, actually, to get the title shot, he thought that he has to fight three athletes, which is Reese McLaren, Danny, and Kairat. And the toughest of all three is for him. It was Reese McLaren, and tonight he beat him. So now he's now he's okay. He's fine. He's very confident. Has confidence in himself and ready to beat the other two too.
All right. Once again, Yuya Wakamatsu, impressive victory over Reese McLaren. We can't wait to see you back in the circle. Thank you so much for your time, sir.